So Google Photos. So there's 4 apps now. We've got Google Maps. We got Google Maps, Google Photos. Google Photos backs up all the pictures onto our phone, and then we create folders of kind of album of that day. Let's see what else. And then we have Landglide. That's the next one. I love Landglide so much, right? Because I want to know who the owner of that property is so I can call them, especially if you call that number and an office manager answers the phone. And guess what the office manager says is like, no, he doesn't want to sell. Because every office manager I've ever talked to, outside of maybe a handful of them, always say, oh, no, he doesn't want to sell right now. And then I'll call the owner and he'd be like, you know what? I never thought about selling. But now that you bring it up, maybe I should sell, right? And in fact, we called a storage facility owner this weekend on Saturday. One of the ones we found, and then I called them, right? And then when I was in front, we called them right in front of the storage facility. We called the owner, and I was like, "Hey, I'm just wondering if you're, I'm Stacy. I own a couple of storage facilities in the area. I want to pick up another one. Like, would you be interested in selling?" He was like, "Yeah." He's like, I never really thought about it, but he's like, yeah, I'm interested in selling. He's like, I'm at a baseball game right now. Can you give me a call on Monday and we can talk about it? And I was like, yeah, I'll give you a call on Monday. And if I would have talked to the office manager would have said, no, he doesn't want to sell. And the reason why is exactly what Frank said. Frank said is that they don't want to lose their jobs. So they're going to always say no. They are like, now every once in a while you'll get an office manager like, oh yeah, I don't know. Let me just be like, I told my office manager, like Bonnie, or the person that answers our phone, I was like, if anybody ever wants to buy our facilities, you send them to me because I want to talk to them. Right. And so she does anybody that she's like, I have no idea, but here is Stacy's email. Just talk to Stacy. She's the owner and she'll let you know if she wants to sell, which is exactly what she should be doing, right? Because I want to know what the hell they're going to pay. If they're going to pay me top dollar, I may be interested in selling, So no office manager should ever be blocking you. But guess what? They do because they don't want to lose their jobs, right? So Landglide is the perfect way to get a hold of the owner. Now, the owner in Landglide, the only thing that's in Landglide is the address. There's no phone numbers. Now, number one, the phone number is on the sign, right? Number two, you have Landglide to look at the address. You could mail them a letter, but also you have that information so you could just skip trace it. Right? So you need to find a company, especially if the office manager answers the phone and not the owner, you can skip trace that information and then you can get their phone number and call them and ask them if they want to sell. Right? So that's why I love Landglide so much because it just makes it so much easier to contact people. And guess what? Out of all the storage facilities that I've ever bought, only one had their storage facility in like a company name. And all the rest just have them in their own names, right? So when you're driving around looking for storage and it comes on, you found a storage facility and it says Jonathan Bowers, the owner is Jonathan Bowers and his mailing address. So you just have to skip trace to get his phone number. And the one thing that I love about skip tracing, if you have a good skip tracing company, right? The free ones are not good, but you can use them and try them. But because we pay for our skip tracing and the reason why is because we want to get their email address. We get their email addresses, all their phone numbers, all their addresses. And I'm just like, mail it to everybody, call everybody, text everybody, leave a voicemail, every single phone number, all the emails, everything. We want to get in contact because the truth of the matter is I say this over and over and over again. It's like, you have no idea which way is the way that they want to be contacted. So for me personally, I'm an email person. I never, ever answer the phone. If you try to call me, guess what? It goes straight to voicemail. I never answer the phone. I don't. I'm sometimes I'm a text person, but I'm barely even a text person. In fact, my phone is always on do not disturb. because I'm just not a phone person. I don't like all that ringing. And I got things to do. I don't want to be distracted, right? So I like to have it in my email. And when I'm ready to look at it and ready to answer it back, I will. That's how I am. But like some people, like my husband, Pete, he wants everybody to call him. He likes to talk on the phone. He's always talking on the damn phone. He's talking to everybody, friends, family, students. He'll just talk forever, right? So you don't really know what that person is. You got to skip trace, get it all so you can do it all. And in fact, when you're skip tracing, I mean, you have 5 different touches. That's 5 different ways of touching somebody just by this land glide. That's why I love land glide. Okay.